Hey, it's September the 12th, 2011. Got my first one for the season. I came over here this afternoon, well actually about lunchtime today, to Horse Creek, and did a little bit of scouting. And I came in here, I found a water oak tree that looked pretty good, but I mean, it had a couple of piles of droppings under it and everything. And I got to looking around. It was a good tree to go up. It was a big tree, a big overcup tree. And I had to drill that thing with my woodpecker. And I had to get way up high to get over some limbs up there. But I felt like I had good cover once I got up. And anyway, that was about, I guess about 1:30 when I drilled it. And I worked my way on back out of there. Well, I slipped back in about, I don't know, 4:45 or so. And I come in from the back side of that tree. And when I did, I happened to walk under a chestnut that was about 25 yards away. And it ain't nowhere near about time for chestnuts to be dropping. But man, that thing, it had some sign under it, and there was quite a few acorns on the ground. They were green, but I guess the squirrels had been cutting them. And man, it was getting late. I mean, it was too late to film. And I heard deer coming through the palmettos. And sure enough, they come right just the exact same way that I had come into the tree. And they come up underneath that chestnut over there and went to feeding, and they fed over there, had to be for 10 minutes. And it was getting darker and darker, and I was just hoping that they would come on and come to that water oak that I was sitting over. Actually, it was 2 water oaks, but sure enough, finally, this one right here was actually 2 of them, 2 of the 3 had already started coming. And this one came and was in the lead, and she just about got right and looked straight up at me, and I had piles of cover. For some reason, I don't know if they had got a little whiff of me or what, because the wind had been blowing basically in that direction most of the afternoon, but right at dark it had shifted and was in my face from where they were at. So I was downwind of the deer at the time. But anyway, something caused them to get spooky, and finally, she finally put her head back down and went ahead and took a couple more steps over towards the tree. But there was a big cypress tree behind her, and then there was a little tree that she walked behind, and I didn't have a shot at her. Well, when she went behind that, I had to turn just a little bit more, turn my feet to get in position to shoot her. And when I did, the edge of my boot just made just the slightest noise against the cable on my stand. She didn't pay it any attention, but the other deer that was right behind her, I mean, turned around and busted out. Went to tearing out, and the other deer that was in the bringing up the rear, it tore out too. And she looked and watched, and I was expecting her to bust off too, and she didn't. And she finally, after they had quit running, she turned around and started to walk back exactly where she came. And I got the full draw, and she stepped out, and she was quartering to me just a little bit. And I don't like to shoot them like that, but I was fixing to shoot her because I knew that things was fixing to fall to pieces. But just so happened, about the time that I settled in and hit good anchor, she turned broadside, and I shot, and I was shooting. You probably can't tell it. That lighted knock is still on. But anyway, I shot her with a lighted knock. And I wish it had been a little bit lighter where I could have videoed it. But anyway, I watched that knock go down there, and it did not shoot through her, which is very rare for me. I mean, I shoot through just about everything. And it kind of scared me. And man, she tore out, and I watched that knock out there for probably 50 yards, maybe 60. before it disappeared, and she was running into palmettos and crashing into everything. And I felt like I got her, but I was still worried about that air not shooting all the way through her. Well, I got on my jump cuff and got down, and walked over there and looked, and my tree shark was buried in that cypress tree, and it's still sticking there right now. And it broke off, it actually broke, I think it broke the adapter and the insert. Part of the adapter and the insert still inside my shaft, but I don't know, I may be able to shoot that shaft again. I don't know, it looked like it might have split it just a little bit, but I might can put a collar on it and make it work. But when I seen that arrow buried in the tree, I knew everything was gonna be all right then. And man, she poured blood. That tree shark just ate her up, and I don't know how far she ran. It seemed like she come a pretty good ways, but when she was already on edge, I guess that pretty much explains that. But I think the shot was probably, I didn't step it off, but I'm gonna say it was about 12 yards at the most, 10 to 12, and we'll call it 12. And I'm gonna just estimate that she probably ran 150 yards. But, awesome blood the whole way. I had my camera out taking pictures of palmettos. It was just covered with blood. And I'll be danged if I didn't run my battery out and almost didn't have enough juice left to get my kill picture. But anyway, I got it. But I believe that chestnut will be worth sitting on. Might give it a couple of days to calm back down, but I think I'm gonna see about setting up on that thing. But like I said, this is number 1 for the year. This is my 83rd bow kill right here. It's my 25th with this predator, and it's my 35th with traditional. And I think this is gonna be a good season. I'm gonna try to wear them out this year. I'm gonna hunt harder than I've ever hunted, and I'm thinking it's gonna pay off, especially if I can do my part with my bow and my shooting. And I'm fixing to get her quartered up and get her on out of here. It's fairly warm. It's starting to cool down, but I need to get her on out of here and get her back in the truck and put her on some ice. But I'm gonna close it on out. Hopefully I'll have you another one to look at here before too long.